Yan, ano naman dito? Ano nga sabi ko ulit? Basta one word. Ano nga yung one word na yan? It is an adverb, okay? And if it's two words, it's normally a phrase na noun phrase. Anong sagot natin dito? Okay, is it I'm going to sit and rest? The answer in the first one is a while, na letter D. Galing naman. Andito nga talaga yung next top notcher sa English, okay? Okay, sana meron na mag-take over ng place ko. I will not be here forever kasi. Let's go to the next one. After blank, I sat and rested. Ano naman yan? Syempre, okay, after a while, that's letter B. Tip lang ha sa mga tao who are talking to foreigners someday. Okay, whenever you're going to talk to foreigners, especially Americans, we don't say after, please hold on, please wait a while, because a while is a long time. So we don't say a while ha, kasi a while is what? A long time. If mahilig kayo sa long time, edi push mo yan te, okay? Pero in most cases, in customer service, we don't normally say a while. We just say, please wait for a sec. Diba? For a sec ha, hindi for a sex. Okay? Walang sex pong wait. Okay? Dapat immediately, automatically. Charot lang. Okay? So, a while tayo na 2 words. Okay? Hindi po, walang bit po dyan. After why should we not use a little bit po? Anong a little bit? Pwede din magsabi, please wait for a little bit. It's also totally okay. Yes. Okay? Okay. Ang mga call centers talaga dyan, no? Okay. Well, you're not allowed to use a little bit. I think because a little bit may... Ewan ko, bahala sila dyan. Okay. Anyway, let's proceed now. Okay. So, ito lang dyan. Okay. Despite the similar sounds and appearance, a while and a while have different functions within a sentence. Okay? Question. Question. Anong nim-nim-nim? Yung ganyan. Anong nim-nim-nim? Di ba meron tayong capitonym, oronym, ano pa yun? Capitonym, oronym. Anong nim-nim-nim? Yung merong space. Talking about spice. What nim is that? Yes? Anong nim niyan? Alam niyo ba yun? Okay, that's your oronym. So, yung a while and a while, yung altogether, mga oronyms yan. Ha? Ano naman yung capitonyms natin? Yung, yes, ice cream, o diba? Ice cream, oronym yan. Yes, capitonyms, yung March na big letter is different in meaning with March na small letter, which means like you're just walking, like marching na walking. Yes, turkey. Very good. Galing naman! So happy to see that. Okay. So yung meaning nag-change if yung the first letter is capitalized. Tandaan yan. Galing naman. Okay? And dito naman yung a while and a while na 1 word and 2 words. Ano yan? Yan naman ay tinatawag nating oronym. O diba? Oro-oro. O diba? Okay. So let's now continue to the next slide. Okay, complete the analogy. Obese is to fat while polydactyl is to what? Tandaanan niyo ha, basta mag-poly tayo, ibig sabihin ng poly ano? Marami. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin ng polydactyl? The answer here is letter? That is correct. It's letter B. Marami siyang fingers and toes. Okay? So, marami siyang fingers and toes. So, sila ito yung mga magaling magamit ng kanilang finger. Diba? Paano nila ginagamit yung finger nila? Ewan ko sa inyo. Bahala kayo dyan. Okay? So, let's continue ha. The condition of having more than normal number of toes or fingers, we call that polydactyl. Okay? Polydactyl. Basta mga poly. Ano na ibig sabihin ng poly? Many. So, clue nyo yan ha. Tandaan nyo. This is an example of if we are basically deducing or analyzing the morphemes in a word, we call that, structural analysis. Okay? So, when you are basing on the affixes to understand a word, ano tawag dyan? Structural analysis. Yes, mono is one, poly is many. That's why nga sabi nila, mga lalaki daw ay polygamous. O, diba? Totoo ba yan? Mga lalaki dyan, polygamous ba? Mahilig sa more than one. Talaga ba? O, mga lalaki, sabi naman, no. O, diba? No, hindi naman lahat, diba? Iba naman loyal. Grabe naman kayo mga babae. Huwag mag-generalization tayo, ha? Yes, more than one. Yung ano ba? Okay, more than one yung ano. Ships, pwede naman siguro yung mga lalaki polygamous in a way na mahal nila yung wife nila at mahal din nila yung Diyos. Kayo naman, nakakaloka kayo. O, di ba? Oh, see, na-justify. Charot lang. Okay, so let us now continue. Okay, ito kasi yung polygamous tuloy. Polydactyl. Marami siyang mga daliri at yung anak niya marami ding toes. So, di ba? Sa mga Muslim, yes. Pero hindi lahat ng mga Muslims po mahilig sa polygamous na relationship. I know this because I've spoken to some Muslim people. Okay? I went to Cotabato last time. Okay? Last ko na trip na siguro yon outside my country for a lecture. Outside my province for a lecture. Okay, so yan po yung polydactyl. Para maalala nyo, I showed you there a picture. Okay? Okay lang po if yung fingers lang at toes lang yung many, hindi na yung iba. Imagine. Okay, if many pa yung iba, oh my God, nakakaloka. Okay, ito pa. This item came out during my time. I think there were like a total of 2 or 3 items related to this one. So naloka talaga ako dito, pero I think this is one of the items that really helped me get a high score saan pa? Sa majorship, okay? So he never tells the truth. He is elusive in nature. Number 2, his elusive remarks suggest that he fancies her. And number 3, the elusive owl camouflages with a tree. Anong sagot natin dyan? Elusive. Take note that the word elusive can be associated with the word illusion. So, basta illusion, ano yan? Totoo ba yan or hindi? It is hindi totoo. Okay, so ano yung number 1 na elusive? It's deceptive. From the word na illusion. Very good. Ano yan? Please remember that. And number 2, you have elusive from the word na allusion. Okay? When you are alluding, you are basically what? What are you doing if you're alluding? You are implying. Okay? Elusive, alluding, implying yan. And then you have elusive na letter E. Elusive na owl daw. Ano yan? It's difficult to catch. Okay? Kayo ba? Elusive ba kayo? Or easy to get? Charot lang. Okay. So, ano sagot natin dito? The answer here is C, A, and B. Cab tayo dyan. Okay? Oh my God. Merong, yung iba parang, okay. Okay na yan ha. So, cab tayo dyan. So, let's now proceed to the next one. The following lines from Robert Browning's My Lost Duchess exemplify what poetic strategy. Wala nang line na dyan. Ang importante dyan, alam nyo si Robert Browning. Basta Robert Browning, ano yan agad? We always associate Browning with what? With dramatic monologue. Tandaan nyo yan ha? Ano ba yan? Si Robert Browning, we always associate him with dramatic monologue. Very good. Tandaan nyo, dear students, basta merong log, yung mga log na yan, ano ibig sabihin yan? Basta mga log na yan, ibig sabihin yan, ano? Merong kinakausap. Ano yan? Merong kinakausap. So, log, merong ano? Kinakausap. So, when you say monologue, meron kang kinakausap, pero sino yung nagsasalita? Isa lang ba or dalawa? Dahil mono yan, ibig sabihin yan, isa lang. O, diba? So, in other words, you are talking while the other people around you are merely listening. You're not giving them the chance to speak. Okay? So, ano yung tawag? Ano tawag dyan? It's monologue. And of course, yung daya means two. Ano meaning ng daya? Two. Also associate daya with dyad. Okay? Meron tayong dyad. Basta dyadic communication, ibig sabihin ng dyadic communication, dalawa. Okay? So, tandaan niyo yan ha. Dalawa. So, merong nag-uusap na tao. So, ano naman yung tawag sa taong kinakausap niya yung sarili niya? Sarili niya lang yung kinakausap niya. Walang taong iba sa paligid niya. Siya lang talaga. He's only talking to himself. What is that? That is your soliloquy. Okay, ano yan? Soliloquy. Okay, soliloquy yan mga English teachers, ha? Hindi yan soliloquy or whatever. It is soliloquy. So, soliloquy is wala kang kausap, ikaw lang yung sarili mo lang. Okay, so yes, this is an example of your intrapersonal communication. Very good. Good job. Okay. Intrapersonal communication. Yeah, very good naman. Galing naman. Yes. Sa Hamlet, ganun yun. O, diba? To be or not to be is an example of a soliloquy. Okay? And then ano naman yung aside? Yung aside naman, it's another form of breaking the fourth wall. Ano yung binibreak natin dyan? Yung fourth wall. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng fourth wall? Yung fourth wall kasi, if this is the stage to ha, okay, wait lang ha, Deborah ha, I will repeat that mamaya. Yung stage ito, andito yung audience, okay? Now, there is a board exam question. If the actor on stage, if the character on stage decided to talk to the audience, as if the audience is expected to respond, yung wall na ito, tinatawag natin dito, is yung fourth wall. That actor or that performer is actually breaking the fourth wall. So yung fourth wall is this imaginary wall that separates the actors from the audience or that separates the performer from the audience. So fourth wall tawag natin dito. Imaginary wall siya that basically creates the fantasy or the fantasy na meron sa stage, okay? So fourth wall. So once the actor engages with the audience, ano tawag dyan? It's breaking the fourth wall. And that's what happens sa aside. Okay? Si main character, tinatanong niya yung audience, ba okay lang bang gawin ko to? Diba? Tinatanong na yung audience. Okay? So that's breaking the fourth wall, an example of aside. And aside is normally short. Ano siya? Maikli lang siya. Okay? So to clarify ha, di ba nga sabi ko ulit kanina, basta log, ano nga? Basta log, meron kang kinakausap. Okay? Basta log, ano yan? Merong kinakausap. Basta merong log. Okay? So, yung monologue, meron kang kinakausap pero mag-isa ka. Nagsasalita. You are the only one talking. Imagine your teacher early in the morning, ang dami ng natsada. Anong teacher ba? I have a friend who's like this. I think she changed na. She was a new teacher at that time. And whenever she starts her class, she would immediately, do a monologue berating the students. So, monologue tawag doon. Yes, parang ganyan. Tanong mo, sagot mo, pwede din. Yes, you can say that. Basta ikaw lang mag-isa nagsasalita at meron kang audience. Monologue yon. Pero yung soliloquy, walang audience. Wala kang receiver ng pagsasalita mo. You're the only one talking. Okay? Gets na ba? So, yan yung soliloquy. Yes. Okay? Aside is breaking the fourth wall and it's a short commentary, ha? Aside is breaking the fourth wall and it's a short commentary. Tandaan ninyo, when it comes to stage performances, there is what we call dramatic irony. Connect na lang natin, ha? Meron tayong dramatic irony. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng dramatic irony? Yung alam ng audience yung mangyayari, pero hindi alam ng mga performers yung what's happening. What does that mean? Hindi alam ni Jutes na tinataksila na pala siya ni Manenay, o diba, ni Marites. So, tawag doon is dramatic irony. Merong alam yung audience na hindi alam ng tao na nasa stage. Dramatic irony tawag doon. Okay? And then, ano pa yung isang klaseng irony? You also have situational irony. Okay? Yung situational irony naman, yan naman yon yung focus naman siya sa situation. If there is one story that is yung pinaka ginagamit na example sa situational irony, it's the story, The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. Alam niyo yung story na yon? The Gift of the Magi ni O. Henry. Yung husband, bumili siya ng ano? Anong binili ng husband? Gusto niya bumili something for his wife for Christmas and her wife bought him something as well for Christmas. Yung comb, yung binili ni husband, so he sell his watch, I think. And then yung wife, she cut her hair and she gave her husband yung chain para sa watch niya, if I'm not mistaken. Okay? So, situational irony. Siya kasi, wala nang hair si wife to comb her hair. Meron naman siyang hair, pero hindi ganun kalong. And then yung husband, wala na siyang watch to use the chain. O, diba? Kaloka. So, Gift of the Magi by, sino ngayon? Si O. Henry. O. Henry. O, diba? Si O. Henry yun. Diba? Si O. Henry, Gift of the Magi. Situational irony yon. And yung sa exam natin, you have your verbal exam. Yeah, in most cases yung exam kasi sa exam natin yung mga lumalabas na item doon, yung verbal irony. Ano naman yung verbal irony? Verbal irony is a form of sarcasm, 'di ba? Pero pagkaiba ng sarcasm sa irony is that sarcasm is meant to insult, it's meant to hurt. Pero yung verbal irony, it's just what you're saying, hindi tugma sa katotohanan. O, diba? If you're looking at the mirror and you tell yourself, I'm so beautiful today. O, parang gano'n. Push mo yan, te. Okay? Okay, basta verbal irony, hindi tugma yung katotohanan sa sinasabi mo. Ang example doon, if I'm not mistaken, ano ba yung example doon sa exam? I forgot now, whatever. Basta, okay, verbal irony, hindi tugma yung sinasabi mo sa nangyayari. You can also associate verbal irony with one of the maxims, breaking the maxim of anong maxim ba? Yung not telling the truth, telling a lie. Maxim of quantity, quality, very good. Maxim of quality. So whenever someone is using verbal irony or sarcasm, automatically maxim of quality yung nababiolate. Okay? So okay na ba yan? Okay, can you hear me ba? Nawawala ba ako? Okay na yan, ha? So yun lang. So clear. Let's just make sure that this is clear, ha? So fourth wall, yung types of irony you can associate for 3 types of irony: verbal, situational, dramatic irony. And then dito sa mga dramatic irony, yung nangyayari when the audience members know something that the actors on stage don't know. And then yung mga actors on stage, when they are performing, they have to make sure that there is this illusion created by the fourth wall. If they break that illusion, okay, that may mean that they have done aside. They are doing a short commentary, talking to the audience. Okay? Talking to the audience. Pwede ba yung gawin ko yon? Sabi ni actor sa stage. Gawin ko ba? Push natin to. Aside po yun, okay? Parang ayoko na, sobra na siya kasi, o diba? Aside, talking to the audience as if you're expecting the audience to talk to you. Example din ng magandang fourth wall, breaking the fourth wall sa movies, yung sino nga yun? Nakalimutan ko tuloy. Marvel movie siya, I forgot him. Si Dora, mahilig si Dora mag-break ng fourth wall. And of course, yung mga concepts na ito, you can always encounter this sa stage performance. Okay? So yun lang. So let's now proceed. Marami ng concepts sa isang item lang. Si Deadpool, tama, Deadpool. Favorite ko yung Deadpool. Like yung mga jokes si Deadpool, yung mga malaswa. Okay, let's now proceed. Kaya idol ko si Sir Ray. Okay, from what perspective is the following story told? I could picture it. I have a rotten habit of picturing the bedroom scenes of my friends. We went out to the Cafe Napolitain to have an aperitif and watch the evening crowds on the boulevard. From the sun also rises by Ernest Hemingway. Ito yung sabi ko kahapon, who killed himself by shooting himself, si Lolo Ernest. Sayang naman, he killed himself. It's not good. Okay, anong sagot natin dito? Anong perspective meron yan? Obviously, it's so obvious. Ano nga yan? It's your first person perspective. Bakit siya first person? Dahil gumamit siya ng I. Basta I. Ano yung I na yan? It's first person. Ano naman yung narrator, gumagamit siya ng you. R.L. Stine used this technique. R.L. Stine, the writer of Ghost Stories for Kids. Ano yan? Second yan. Okay? Ano nga yung Goosebumps? Goosebumps ni R.L. Stine, he would write in second person. I really like that technique. Okay? Gumamit ng second person. It's a modern technique in writing. And then you also have third person. Yung third person naman, tatlo yan. Tandaan niyo ha? Tatlo yan. You have omniscient, limited, at yung objective. Okay? Tandaan nyo, objective. So, omniscient, limited, and objective. Dito lang naman talaga naloloka at nawiwintang yung madlang people. Kasi yung third person, it requires interpretation and analysis of the text for you to identify if omniscient siya, limited siya, or objective siya. Ganda naman ang handwriting ko. Pasensya naman. Okay lang yan. So, when you say omniscient, ibig sabihin yan, it's all-knowing. Ano yung omniscient? All-knowing. Okay? Ibig sabihin, alam ni narrator yung lahat-lahat nangyayari sa story. All-knowing siya. Okay? Omniscient. Ano naman yung opposite ng omniscient? Yan yung objective. Okay? Pag sabi tayong objective, walang alam. Okay? Sorry. Alam talaga na new yung laptop ko. Hindi. Hindi pa ako nasanay sa keyboard ko. Walang, Shakira. Walang alam. Okay? Ano yung objective si narrator? Wala po siyang alam. Okay? So, he only describes what he sees. Ano nga? He only describes what he sees. Objective third person po tawag doon. Okay? Ano naman yung third person limited? Take note of the word limited. In other words, meron siyang access sa thoughts pero limitado lang. And question, kaninong thoughts ba yung access niya? Yung thoughts ni main character. Only the thoughts of the main character. O yan. So, yan lang. Kaya tawag sa kanya third person. Only the thoughts of the main character yung ma-access niya. Do you understand? So, tatlo lang yon. Okay, third person omniscient, meaning all-knowing. Opposite ng omniscient ay third person objective. In other words, wala talaga siyang alam na thoughts. Okay? Walang alam na thoughts. So, it's all about the thoughts talaga. Okay? Walang alam na thoughts. O, diba? Okay, yan na. Okay, walang alam na thoughts. And yung third person limited, only the thoughts of the main character yung alam niya. Gets ba? Clear ba yan? Okay, clear ba yan? Yes, Denel Centino, anomia is the tip of the tongue. Okay? Okay, clear? Clear yan, ha? Okay. So, clear po. Okay, so let us now proceed. Let's see if you can understand. Okay, saan ba dyan? Ilang third person meron tayo? Ilang third person meron tayo? Tatlo. Third person, tatlong kinds. Di ba? Charot naman. Okay, sa third person na yan, alin dyan yung konti lang yung alam mo, yung thoughts lang ng main character yung alam mo. Ano yan? Limited. Wala ka talagang alam na thoughts. You are just describing what you see. Ano yan? Objective. Alam mo lahat-lahat, kagaya ng Diyos. Alam mo lahat-lahat. Ano yon? Omniscient. Okay, so far in my review, I have encountered dalawa. Na-encounter yung omniscient na question. Okay, so who knows? Basta all-knowing siya, yung omniscient siya. Alam niya talaga lahat-lahat ng mga thoughts, ha? So yan yung basihan nyo. If the narrator knows the thoughts, omniscient tawag doon. Okay? So let us now continue. Ito isa sa mga items pa na medyo hindi agree ang iba. I don't know why, pero whatever. The phase of the curriculum cycle where designers plan changes in the curriculum. Ano yan? Basta plan changes. What is this? Hala kayo dyan. Merong iba planning, meron iba evaluation, merong iba revision pa. Oh my gosh. Clear ko na ito sa inyo, ha? Okay, I know this came to my attention because one of my students, mga bebe ko dyan, hello, are you there? Okay, mentioned this to me. Clear ko na ito, dapat sa inyo clear na ito. I know some review lectures sa English, parang hindi nila ito alam. Pero dapat, tandaan ninyo, merong source itong phases in curriculum cycle na ito. This is from PNU na question, okay? PNU question po ito. And sa PNU po, wala pong, just because you see the word planning, it doesn't mean planning po yan. Tandaan nyo yan, ha? Hindi yan planning. Okay? Ano ito? The answer here is evaluation. Wala din pong curriculum revision. Curriculum revision is just etchos ni PRC. Dinagdag niya lang yan kasi walang curriculum revision po sa cycle na ito. Ano ba yung cycle na ito? This is by David Noonan. Ito po yung cycle na yan. It's the principles in materials design. This is found in your PNU. Picture niya yan. Okay. Sorry. Hindi pala pwede mag-picture. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Yung curriculum cycle kasi, tatlo lang yung phases nun. Ano yung phases na yan? You have planning, implementation, and evaluation. So, wala pong revision. So, ano nangyayari sa planning? You identify the learner's needs. Alam mo ba yung mga needs nila? You set the goals. Ito na yung evidence. Ito na po yung evidence. So, dapat hindi na kayo ma-confuse. This is the evidence na nasagot doon, hindi planning. Kasi ano nga yung tanong dyan? Designers plan changes. Saan ba yung plan changes in the curriculum? Look at this flow. Okay? Flow, para siyang flow chart. Wala lang arrow yung dito. Okay? So, nasa phase 3 siya. Kita nyo ba? Plan changes in the curriculum. Sir, sabi po ng lecturer namin yung plan changes in phase 1. I-push mo yan if gusto mong plan changes Lagyan natin dyan. O, pwede ba yun? O, mas magaling po tayo kay Nuna na gumawa ng theory na ito. O, di ba? No, hindi po. Okay? Clear dapat yan, ha? Basta plan changes sa curriculum, phase 3 po yun. Okay? Clear na dapat yan. Wala nang sabi ni lecture, walang ganong reason. And if someone will ask, hindi yan curriculum evaluation planning talaga yan. Don't say, sabi ni Sir Brian kasi ganito. Don't use me. Sabi ni Nunan yung dapat nyong sabihin. Okay? Hindi sabi ni Sir Brian, sabi ni Nunan. Okay? Gets nyo? Okay. Gets nyo ba? Okay na ba yan? Okay na yan, ha? So, phase 1 tayo, curriculum planning that involves identifying needs, writing goals, o take note, ha? Writing test, nasa planning yan, hindi sa evaluation. You don't wait for evaluation to write the test. Dahil ano ba? Una pa lang, dapat alam mo na kung ano yung iti-test mo. So, dapat sa planning siya. Okay? And then, of course, writing materials. And then sa phase 2, what do you have in phase 2? You've got there instruct learners, monitor and adopt instruction, write supplementary materials, whatsoever. And then, of course, test learners, evaluate curriculum, plan changes in the curriculum naman sa phase 3. Meron talaga akong mnemonics dito para maalala ko to, para hindi siya, I will not forget this because it can get a little bit confusing kasi medyo different yung kainunan siguro sa iba. Okay, so ito yon. Ito yung mnemonics ko dyan. I have shared this to my students before. Ang mnemonics ko dyan is Tom needs mais, but it tastes pue. Okay? Tom needs mais, but it tastes pue. Okay? So, basta magsabi tayong Tom needs. Ano yung sabihin yung Tom needs? Okay, when you say Tom needs, it means test. Tom stands for yung TOM na yan, it means test, objectives, and materials. And of course, needs is your needs analysis, yung needs ng learners, okay? So, Tom needs. And then yung mais naman, ibig sabihin ng mais phase 2, mais stands for supplementary materials. Take note, supplementary materials. And then you have materials. Now, these materials and these supplementary materials can be categorized as what? These are your instructional materials. Ano silang dalawa? Mga instructional materials. Bakit instructional materials tawag sa kanila? Kasi mga materials na ito, ginagamit siya sa instruction. Kaya tawag sa kanya? Instructional materials. So in other words, basta instructional materials, you can do that during phase 1, which is planning, and also phase 2, which is implementing or implementation. Clear ba? Okay. Now, anong difference ng materials na ito sa supplementary materials? Supplementary materials kasi, this comes out, supplementary materials come out kasi during instruction. It's parang automatic siya kasi merong estudyante na nagsabi na ganito, ganyan. Okay, sabi ganitong ganyan. Na-realize mo na need pala ni student yung ganito, so you have to provide immediately a supplementary materials for them to understand the concept better. So that may happen during instruction. Mga unexpected circumstances that may require you to provide additional materials for clarifying certain concepts. So take note of additional materials to help clarify the concept. So that's why yung supplementary materials are normally added during instruction or during the implementation stage. Clear ba? So, clear na yan, ha? So, take note nyo yan. Okay, next, of course, the last one is taste. What tastes sounds like test. And then plan changes. And lastly, yung evaluate. Yes, feel ko kasi meron akong wings. Okay? Angel ako ni Dr. Carl. Charot lang. Angel nyo ako. I will be there sa inyong exam. I will be praying for all of you. Okay? Gusto ko lahat na nandito makapasa sa exam. If I can give you everything, I will give you everything. Okay? If alam ko yung mga items na lalabas sa exam, sana alam ko and I will give it to you. Okay? Okay, so yon. I'll be praying for you. So also pray for yourselves and pray for your classmates din, ha? Hindi lang sarili yung pagdasalan ninyo. You also pray for your classmates. Okay? Yes, magdilang anghel ako, anghel na nga ako, di ba? Charot lang. Okay, so Tom needs mais, but it tastes well. Punta tayo dito. Curriculum goes through the stage of curriculum planning, curriculum implementation, and curriculum evaluation. O, see? Walang revision. Okay, tandaan nyo yan. O, the production of instructional materials, take note ha, instructional materials falls under which stage? Oh, I just said this kanina. Oh, di ba? Anong sabi ko kanina? Okay. Oh, anong sabi ko dyan? Okay, di ba? Oh, I know that Lorimar here answered C. Okay? And I know as well that there are a lot of circulating review materials that answers here letter A. I know this because I've gone through many things, okay? So ano ba talaga nga, sir? Is it curriculum planning and implementation or curriculum planning lang? O, di ba? O, heto ha, ano nga sabi ko? Instructional materials. Ano nga sabi ko kanina? O, look at phase 1, materials lang. O, ano naman sa phase 2? Supplementary materials. O, dalawa yan. O, question. Yung supplementary materials ba? Ano ba yan? Instructional materials ba yan? Ginagamit ba yan sa instruction? Yes. Ba yung materials na dyan? Instructional materials ba yan? Yes, din. Oh, so ano yung sagot natin dyan? It's obviously what? Oh, final na talaga yan. Wala lang kuda-kuda pa. Wala lang confused pa. Ano yan? It's letter A. Oh, bakit nga letter A yan, sir? Oh, bakit nga letter A yan? Sabi kasi ni Sir Brian, sabihin niyo yan, tupugay ko kayo. Charot lang. I don't hurt people. Charot. Okay, anong sagot dito? Bakit letter A yung sagot dyan? Dahil sabi Nino. Ni Nunan. Okay? Sabi ni Nunan. Tandaan niyo yan ha, sabi ni Nunan, hindi sabi ko. Okay? Sinabi ko lang yung sabi ni Nunan. Can I trust Lorimar pa ba? Can I trust Lorimar? Well, you can, okay. Whether you like it or not, Lorimar is actually a good source for test questions. Okay? It's our only, well, not our only source of test questions, pero it's a source of test questions. Pero you have to take everything with a grain of salt, okay? You should not take everything there na tama kasi maraming mga wrong, hindi naman siguro marami. I didn't count naman, pero may mga wrong answers doon. So you have to learn to really rationalize those questions na mali sa Lorimar. Okay, so I hope you were able to rationalize dun ha. Isa sa mga ang pinaka so far I can remember yun sa my book 3 ng Lorimar, yung NCB, yung PPST. Yung PPST merong mga wrong answers doon na windang talaga ako. Sobra dami, especially sa history na part doon. Like yung mobile theater doon, and then yung contribution daw ng ano yun. Basta marami doon, naloka ako. Pero I was able to rationalize them. I hope you also did rationalize those items. And yung mga idiolect doon, mga wrong din yung mga sagot doon. Yung idiolect kasi, it's also the same din sa Filipino ng mga idiolect ha. Idiolect, mga ganyan. Okay? So, please correct them na lang. Yes, yung mga national artists. So, just clarify them ha. Okay, yes, I know. It's okay. That's why medyo stressful mag-review kasi akala mo everything is fed to you ng book pero hindi pa pala. The book is challenging you to think, okay? And this is my main principle talaga in my review kasi I was struggling reconciling following the answer key or going for what I think is the right answer. So meron akong ganitong dilemma noon. And so what I did was I consulted somebody. Yung mga idiolect at ano like. I consulted with somebody as to what should I do if there is some differences like this. And yung tao na yon, he told me that I should always go for the right answer. Okay? Always go for the right answer. Yes, I know na it's stressful if merong mga differences na mga answers. Kasi like sa CBRC iba and sa Exam Review Center iba din. Mako-confuse kayo. Okay? Yes. So you always go for the right answer. Ito po yung sasabihin ko lang ha. Go for the right answer. Hindi din magtutugma yung mga answers minsan ng mga lecturers natin kasi ewan ko ba kung bakit. Ewan ko sa kanila. Okay. Basta ako, I will try to present to you whatever I think based on everything that I have reviewed is right. Okay? Who is the father of essay? Ano naman yan? Dapat clear yan na father of English essay. Sino yung English essay? Bacon. Basta merong English, Bacon yon. If walang English, sino yon? Si Montaigne. Okay? So the father of essay is Montaigne. Take note ha. Father of English essay, si Bacon. Okay? Si Bacon. Yes. I changed that hindi ko finalo yung 30 to 50 minutes kasi wala po siya sa option. Yeah. And so that's what I followed, yung option kahapon sa Lorimar. Yes. That question is an old question that I gathered. Yes. Okay yan. So sabi ni Lorimar doon, 30 to 50 minutes for 1 week. Pero wala kasing 30 to 50 minutes sa option, so that's why I opted for that option. Yung lower possible option. Okay? Clear na yung essay na yon. Oh my God, ano ito? Q&A na ata ito. Okay. Ano ba talaga language arts? Syntax or literacy po? Language arts po kasi, it focuses on grammar. Take note ha. Language arts, you look for the definition of language arts. It's not just focused on literacy. It focuses on grammar first and foremost. Kaya po, because it focuses on grammar, language arts is syntax. Okay? Basta grammar, syntax po. Okay po ba? Okay. Yung Trojan War can be seen today. Ito ha. Sa Trojan War na question na yan, di ba sagot dyan ni CBRC is women empowerment? Women empowerment yung sagot ni CBRC dyan. I didn't consider that as the right answer up until si Ma'am Aya mismo nagsabi paulit-ulit na women empowerment yan. Dahil si Ma'am Aya, yung icon, nagsabi niyan, you have to follow her. And I trust and believe Ma'am Aya. So I followed Ma'am Aya, kaya yung Trojan War, the scene today, women empowerment yung sagot dyan. So women empowerment tayo. Okay? You follow everything that the icons tell you. Okay? You may not follow whatever they say. When I say they, I mean yung mga regular lecturers ninyo. But if there is one thing na hindi nyo na dapat yung i-follow, yan yung mga icons natin. Okay? You follow what your icons will tell you. Okay ba? Clear na ba yan? So, yung icons talaga yung i-focus nyo siya. Tama na yan. Ang dami yung mga questions. Okay, let's proceed na. Okay. I hope I can answer all of your questions. Kaloka kayo. Ito pa. Yung basic education, sir, how many years elementary? 6. Ito ito pa. Isa mga contested questions. Kaloka. Yung 6 years ba or 7 years? So, ito lang ha. Masabi ko sa inyo ha. Ang problema kasi doon sa item na yan. I know this item came out sa Lorimar Book 1. And sa Lorimar Book 1, hindi siya na-arrange in order. Yung 7 years. And I didn't actually notice that. Pero ang problema dyan kasi, yung ibang mga lecturers, sabi nila yung 6 years daw. Pero sabi naman ng icons natin, when I say icons, I'm referring to Sir Ray and also Sir Janus, 7 years. Kasi dapat total of 13 years yung basic education. Yan lang naman yung simpleng rationalization dyan. Ilang years ba yung basic education? 13 years. If you're going to only stick with 6, so ilang years lang yung in total? 12 years lang yun sa option na yan. So you have to stick with whatever totals to 13 years kasi K to 12 na basic education natin is a total of 13 years. So I consulted this again because I know during my review lecture, sabi talaga ni Sir Ray dyan is 7 years. So I still stayed with 7 years. Yes. 7 years talaga yan. Yes. So if hindi pa kayo convinced, gusto niyo pa talaga 6 years, edi push niyo yan, te. Okay lang yan. It's still between you and the test paper, ha? Ay ba? Okay, so clear na. So punta na tayo dito. Basta ito lang masasabi ko. Sabi ni yung ice cream and ice cream yan, junk. Oronym yan. Yung ice cream and ice cream yan. Oronym siya. And it's also part of juncture. Juncture. Okay? Juncture po yan ha. And then pwede din mo din maangot dyan sa stress kasi ice cream, okay, we're digressing na talaga. Okay, punta na tayo. Ice cream and ice cream, okay, depende po yan. Basta, okay, juncture po yan. Juncture yan. Okay? Ay, ewan ko sa inyo. If meron kayong confusion, i-message nyo lang sa akin sa chat at makita ko, I will respond to you. Promise. Okay? Okay na ba? Okay, punta na tayo dito. Okay. The phase in the curriculum cycle where the designers write materials, set objectives, and identify the needs. Oh, clear ba yan? I think this is so clear. What is your answer dito? It's curriculum planning. Very good. Galing naman. How about this one? The phase in the curriculum where the designers test learners. Test learners. Ano yan? It's basta test learners, of course, that's your evaluation. Meron bang revision? Meron bang revision? Yes or no? No, walang revision. Okay? Sabi nino? Sabi ni Nunan. Hindi sabi ni Sir Brian, ha? Sabi ni Nunan. Okay? So let us continue to the next one. Okay. The phase in the curriculum cycle where designers write supplementary materials. Take note, supplementary materials lang. So ano yan? Supplementary materials. That is very good. Implementation. Okay? Implementation siya. Okay? Bilis. Visible ang chat nyo, pero ang dami nyong nag-chat po. Dalawa lang po yung mata ko. Okay? So if you are asking me questions, kalaw, ang dami-dami po. The phase and curriculum cycle where designers write tests. Sumusulat sila ng tests. Saan yan? Curriculum planning. Hindi evaluation, kaloka. Ano yan? Planning. Okay? You write the test in planning. You test the learner saan? Sa evaluation. Okay? If you make mistakes, okay lang yan. No one knows you naman dito, okay? So don't feel shy kasi no one knows you here, okay? So okay lang yan. Magsagot kayo dyan ng letter B. Puputi lang talaga yung buhok ko. Okay? Okay lang yan. It's okay. So punta naman tayo dito. Add-ons ko ito, ha. These are some of the programs na meron saan? Programs ito na meron sa DepEd. So, dapat alam niyo ito. Dapat alam niyo ibig sabihin ng LRMDS, which is your Learning Resource Management and Development System. You've got DepEd Commons. You've got MELT, which is Most Essential Learning Competencies. And you've got DLP, which is Dynamic Learning Program. Yung DLP na ito, it's actually a proposed program ng isang teacher. I forgot where this teacher is, pero he got an award for this innovative way of teaching the students, okay? Dynamic learning program. And then you've got your MELTs, you have DepEd Commons, and LRMDS, okay? Okay, so punta tayo dito. It's the reference in creating learning materials. So when you create learning materials, ano ba dapat yung maging reference ninyo? Is it your LRMDS? Is it your DepEd Commons? Is it your MELCs? Or your DLP? Take note, ha, reference nyo siya sa paggawa ng learning materials ninyo. In other words, dapat ito yung balikan ninyo. This should be your basis when you are making your learning materials. So ano ba yung maging basis na yan? Basis, ha? Basis. What's that? A ba or C? Okay. Hindi naman reference yung LRMDS when you're making your learning materials. Yung reference talaga dyan ay yung MELCs. Okay? Ano nga yung MELCs? Yung Most Essential Learning Competencies. MELCs yan, ha? So, when teachers in your school write their own learning materials, they check yung MELCs. Okay? Yung MELCs na ito, yung chine-check nila. Okay? MELCs talaga yan. Okay? Hindi yung MELCs sa gabi. MELCs sa umaga to. Okay. Charot lang. Okay? MELCs. Yan. You understand? Yan yung mga list of competencies na you have to base your objectives on. So it's actually written in an objective way. I mean, objective, when I say objective way, like how you write your objectives. Okay? It's written in that way. So you just have to copy yung MELCs and paste mo yan, gawin mo siyang objective, and gawin mo yung basis when you create your learning materials. Siguro, you know, when I encountered that news na merong isang teacher ginamit yung tinamuran sa kanyang learning materials, oh my God, I immediately think na siguro ginamit niya yung review materials niya from CBRC, okay, sa paggawa ng kanyang, ng kanyang learning materials. So, di ba? Yung review center na materials, ginamit niya sa paggawa ng kanyang learning materials. Di ba? Kaloka. My head is bloody but unbowed is an example of hyperbole. Dugong-dugo na yung ulo mo, dugo-dugo na. Pero hindi ka pa susuko, that is hyperbole po. Hyperbole po. Alam ko kay Sir Borracho, it's alliteration ba? I forgot. I think Sir Borracho mentioned it's alliteration. Pero hyperbole po yan. Hyperbole. Okay? Hyperbole po yan ha. Yung head is bloody. And it's a gen ed question. Literary movement, basta nature. Hindi yan naturalism. Romanticism po yung nature, merong enjoyment and knowledge. Romanticism po yun. Okay, okay. Q&A na lang to ba? Okay, let's proceed na tayo dito sa number 2. If you have any questions, later on we will address your questions. Okay. Oh my God, you can see even your faces dito. Bakit ganyan? Ano nangyari? CBRC. Bakit ganito? Okay. Even yung chat makita ninyo ba? Okay. Hindi nyo makita yung chat box na while you're chatting to me. Can you see my face? Ako lang ba yung nakikita nyo? You can't see everything. That's good. Hindi dapat makita yung everything kasi I'm shy. Charot lang. Okay, so let's continue. Number 2, it's a source for teaching. Take note that source for teaching materials. So, dito dapat who is this source for teaching? This is your LRMDS. Take note before na merong DepEd Commons, meron ng LRMDS. Okay? So yung LRMDS na yan, dyan po ina-upload ng mga teachers natin yung kanilang mga ginawang materials. Okay? Charot naman. Okay. 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 So, yung source for teaching materials po, yan po yung LRMDS. So, before the pandemic, DepEd already created this resource where teachers can upload and download and share materials. I know this, and I'm sure those who have relatives na teacher, alam niyo po ito.
Sumigaw at may tulog
Hindi
ng
niyo
bata.
makita yung questions ko?
Ano yan?
Talaga?
Bigay mo na sa
Hindi.
inyo ha.
Sure ka? Kita naman. Kita nila daw. Visible daw siya, yung
Asan ba yan?
questions. Okay? Next, it's source for online teaching materials. Take note online naman ito. Ano naman yung source for online teaching materials? If this came out during the pandemic. So during the pandemic, there was a clamor among teachers to create a resource daw for online teaching materials. And ano yan? Yan yung DepEd Commons. Tandaan nyo yan So yung DepEd Commons only came out during the pandemic as a result of the need of the teachers for online materials. Kasi yung sa LRMDS, these are the materials you can
23.
use. You can use for what? You can use for your classroom, face-to-face classes. So yung DepEd Commons for online teaching lang yun. Okay? Pero, what is interesting is that some teachers don't actually use DepEd Commons. Alam ko yan kasi yung mga ante ko, almost, kasi I came from a family of teachers. Okay? So my aunts told me that they would upload their online materials sa LRMDS. Okay? Yes, I come from a family of teachers and nurses. Teachers and nurses po kami. Okay? So let's go to number 4. It is activity first, lecture later approach that focuses on self-instruction and self-discovery that involves a lot of writing. So ito naman ang naging inspiration ni DepEd, okay? And dahil dito, DepEd decided to promote this approach among teachers. So anong approach ito? It's called DLP or Dynamic Learning Program. It's an innovative approach that was first introduced by a teacher somewhere in Romblon. I honestly forgot na. Basta it was introduced by a teacher in Romblon or somewhere sa mga probinsya. Okay? And ang nangyayari dito, si teacher po, una niya pong ginawa is binigyan niya po ng activity yung mga estudyante. Wala pong lecture.
Nice.
And then after binigyan ng mga activity yung estudyante, nag-lecture na siya. And yung lecture na ito, short period lang po ito, mas mahaba po yung activity ni student. And this kind of activity involves a lot of writing. And in most cases, yung mga writing na yan, they are just writing down whatever is written sa paper. So they copy whatever is written sa paper because based on their beliefs, you can easily remember concepts when you write them down. Okay? You can easily remember the concepts when you write them down. So yan yung theory behind that. Okay? So yung activity niyan involves a lot of writing, involves a lot of self-instruction and self-discovery, and later lang papasok si teacher. So yan po yung DLP or Dynamic Learning Program. Okay? Wow, ganda naman. Proud ako kayo ng Dynamic Learning Program. That's really good. That's nice. Yes. Daming pasulat daw. Kasi dapat focus sa, DLP, Daily Learning Plan. Okay. No. Iba naman yung DLP na yan at Daily Learning Plan na yan. Pero yung DLP na Dynamic Learning Program is different. Okay? This is something that I have learned from DepEd mismo. Okay na tayo dyan, ha? So in case this might come out, also try to learn the different types of blended learning. Dapat alam nyo and master yung mga different types of blended learning. Yung mga different types of blended learning, dapat alam nyo din yun. Baka it will come out sa exam. Yes, I cannot actually see you. I cannot only see CBRC left. Okay? And your chats, yung mga chat ninyo. Okay, ito na yung blessing ko. I already gave this to some of my students sa Iloilo. And yes, Iloilo ko lang ito nabigay. So ito yung mga literature questions and journalism questions that may come out sa exam. So blessing ko ito sa inyo. Okay? Mga recurring items, and these are also red room items. I think some of them have already come out sa inyong pre-board exam. Okay? Okay. The following Japanese writers are regarded as great haiku poets, except saan dyan? Ang sagot natin dyan ay Yukio Mishima. Okay, diba? Yukio Mishima. Next question. Which of the following characteristics of the Romantic period is shown in the Coleridge's Ancient Mariner, Kubla Khan, and Shelley's poem Ozymandias? Ano yung sagot natin dyan? O basta ito, hanapin nyo lang yung strange and faraway places. Automatically, strange and faraway places. Ito kasi isa sa mga reasons bakit mahirap yung exam natin na major kasi actually if you're going to look at it, imagination and emotion, elements of nature, feeling and simplicity, strange and faraway places, all of these, add nyo sa schemata nyo, all of these are characteristics of the Romantic period. All of these are characteristics of Romanticism. Okay? Yung about imagination, emotion, nature, and take note ha, nature, okay, feeling and simplicity, strange and faraway places, all of these are characteristics of the Romantic period. Pero, since we're focused lang dito kay Coleridge at kay Shelley, yung sagot po natin dyan ay strange and faraway places. Ha? Strange and faraway places po tayo dyan. This will be uploaded sa inyong OPMS, I suppose. I believe, I hope. And hopefully later tonight, who knows. Okay? And add nyo din po sa inyong schemata. I will get back to that later, ha? Don't worry. I'll get back to that way. Add nyo sa schemata nyo. Si Coleridge and then si Wordsworth. Coleridge and Wordsworth are the fathers. The fathers of, ano ba? Fathers of Romanticism. Okay? Fathers of Romanticism. Talaga? Fathers of Romanticism, si Wordsworth and si Coleridge. Okay? So yun. Father of Romanticism, si Wordsworth and Coleridge. Dalawa po yan. Okay? Si Shelley naman po, si Shelley na ito, isa siyang poet. And, yes, he is a poet and his wife is a novelist. His wife is the famous writer of Frankenstein. O, diba? Frankenstein, yung sinulat ng wife ni Shelley na lalaki. Okay? Yung wife niya, okay, yung wife, sumulat siya ng Frankenstein. Yung husband is a poet. Okay ba? Si Mary Shelley. Yes, you're right. Mary Shelley is the writer of Frankenstein, and Frankenstein is an example of Gothic novel. Gothic meaning dark. Gothic meaning macabre. Gothic meaning para merong basta mga dark yung theme involving death, killing, or whatever. Okay? Sorry lang sa pupuntang war. Hopefully, i-upload ito ni CBRC. We will see. I'm not so sure kasi I was told it will be uploaded. Clear na ba yan? Oh, ito ha. So, one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Oh, ito na. So, anong sagot dito? Basta merong Coleridge, Shelley, as mean the strange and faraway places. Sino nga si Coleridge? Father of Romantic period, along with Nino, Wordsworth. Okay? Wordsworth and Coleridge are both fathers of Romanticism. And ano ba yung traits ng Romanticism na yan? Imagination, emotion, nature, feeling, and simplicity, strange and faraway places. Yan po. Yan. Okay ba? So, clear na yan, ha? So, let's now proceed to the next one. Okay. Anong ibig mo sang... Are you talking about communicative competence? Okay. Next, we have Defoe, Addison, and Steele were representative of a new profession of writing, a form of writing called, ano tawag dito? This is journalism. Yes, Edgar Allan Poe is also a Gothic writer. Journalism po ito, si Defoe, Addison, and Steele. Okay, ito, medyo malaba yan. In which of the following ways did the 18th century poets Robert Ferguson, Alan Ramsay, Robert Burns influence the development of literature of Great Britain? Dito naman po, we're going to take, we started at 8. Okay, we're going to take a break later at 10 o'clock. So, medyo marami pa tayong time. You look for Lowland Scots. Oh, saan ba dyan yung Lowland Scots? The answer is letter B. Basta, makita niyo si Ferguson, Alan Ramsay, Robert Burns, look for Lowland Scots. Basta merong Scots, the answer there is Lowland Scots. Okay? Let's get to the next one. The teacher who plans to teach Carl Sandburg's and Walt Whitman's famous poems should first introduce which of the following form of poetry. O, basta makita niyo si Walt Whitman, ano agad yan? Si Walt Whitman is the one who actually initiated, ano? Very good. Free verse. Si Walt Whitman, free verse po siya. Okay? Free verse. Oh, anong sinulat ni Walt Whitman na pinaka-famous? Okay. Ano ka pinaka-famous sinulat niya? Hindi po Invictus, hindi po si Walt Whitman yan. It's O Captain, My Captain. Very good. O Captain, My Captain is a poem for kanino? Kanino siya? Sino ba yung captain dyan? It was alluding to whom? To Abraham Lincoln. Very good. Oh, Captain, My Captain, si Abraham Lincoln. And si Abraham Lincoln sumulat ng anong speech? Anong speech yung sinulat ni Abraham Lincoln? It's your Gettysburg Address. That's right. Gettysburg Address. And that Gettysburg Address mentioned 7 years ago. Ano ibig sabihin ng score? What does score mean? 20 years. That is right. Diba? Connect lang. Okay? So, sino naman si Carl Sandburg? Si Carl Sandburg naman po is a very famous figure sa beat movement. Yung beat movement naman, angot niyo yan ha. Please connect that sa inyong schemata. Yung beat movement naman, sorry Dr. Carl, I'm going to draw MENT sa'yo. Okay? Yung beat movement naman, it's basically a rebellion against the traditional form. They rebelled against this requirement na dapat ganito yung pagsulat nyo. So, yung beat movement is focused more on just expressing yourself. So, si Carl Sandburg brought poetry into the streets. Okay? Ano ginawa niya? He brought poetry to the streets. And poetry became more accessible sa ordinaryong tao. Okay? So anyone can write a poem as long as you use the poem to express whatever you want to express. Okay? So beat generation siya, beat movement, Carl Sandburg's, and then rebellion. Okay? Rebellion against the traditional forms. Okay? So, yun lang. So, tandaan niyo yan ha, mga taong-taong yan lumalabas ng mga items sa exam. Let's now continue. The stanza below is from Blank. Do not go gentle into the good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage, rage against the dying of the light by Dylan Thomas. Oh, ano ba? Basta Dylan Thomas, ano yan? Dylan Thomas is... Dylan Thomas, ano yan? Basta Dylan Thomas, it's picaresque. Okay, Dylan Thomas is picaresque. Okay? Yukio Yoshima yung sagot doon. Opo for F9. Okay? Villanelle po dito. Villanelle po tayo dito. Okay? Saang star nagkamali? Parang wala naman. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, ito. Villanelle is letter C. It's letter C. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Okay, who is described in the lines below? And on the slope above the sea, the hard-headed peasants go their round, turning the soil blooded, the body ambitious and viable, his pride will leave no trace in the quenching tide. The answer here is, yes, the answer here is Icarus. Icarus. That's right. Si Icarus ito ha. Si Icarus. So, Icarus po dito yung sagot. Yung merong star is Icarus po. Okay ba? So, Icarus po yan. Clear na yan, ha? O, si Icarus yan, meron siyang tinatawag, meron siyang tinatawag okay. Take note, ha? Meron siyang tinatawag na hamartia. Okay, everyone say hamartia. Let me type that down. Okay? Hamartia. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng hamartia? Hamartia refers to tragic flow. The tragic flaw. Flow tuloy kaloka. Tragic flaw. Okay? Hamartia is an example of tragic flaw. Basically, because of hamartia, the character tragically ended their lives or the character tragically died. Okay? So, merong maraming kinds of hamartia. Ano example ng mga hamartia natin? Example dyan yung ignorance. Ano? Ignorance. Okay? Sino yung example ng ignorance na hamartia? Yan si Oedipus. Sino? Si Oedipus. Bakit ba? Anong ginawa ni Oedipus? Kasi hindi niya alam na yung pinatay niya ay yung daddy niya. At hindi niya alam yung pinakasla niya ay yung mommy niya. So nagjujuganan sila ng nanay niya, hindi niya alam. It was because of his ignorance. And when he found out that he was the one who killed his daddy, and she married and jugjug his mommy, anong ginawa ni Oedipus? He took out his eyes. Pero ang ginawa niya, okay. Ginawa niya yan. Kinuha niya yung mata niya. O, diba? Oh my God. And that is an example of a hamartia. Ignorance kasi. Hindi niya kasi alam. Was that his fault? No, it was not his fault. Kaya nga dito natin kinuha yung Oedipus complex ni Sigmund Freud. Diba? Oedipus complex means yung batang lalaki, gusto niya si mommy niya, diba? And if this is not resolved in the end, yung mga lalaking ito, gusto nila yung mga matrona. Charot lang, okay? If gusto mo yung mga mommy-like, okay, gusto mo yan, it's probably because of this. According kay Freud yan, ha? According yan kay Freud. Okay? So, ignorance yan, sabi, ignorance is an example of hamartia. And another example of hamartia is what we know as yung hubris. Okay? Hubris naman, ibig sabihin nun is pride. Ano yan? Pride. Okay? So, hubris is an example of pride. And anong pride ang meron dyan? Ang example ng pride, yung batang itong si Icarus na ito. Okay? The example of this is Icarus. Okay? Sino pa? Apart from Icarus. Kasi si Icarus kasi hindi siya nakikinig sa kanyang nanay, sa kanyang tatay. His daddy warned him, anak, don't fly close to the sun because your wings are made of wax. If you go to fly close to the sun, your wings might melt. O, diba? And sabi ni Icarus, okay lang yan, tay. I understand. And then he flew up into the sky and because he wanted to go higher and higher and higher. Ano ginawa niya? Yung nangyari is, yung wings niya nag-melt and he died. Diba? Okay, so he died. And then, ano pa yung mga example ng ano ba? Ano ba yung example ng hubris? Yung story ni Arachne. Okay? Ni Arachne. Okay? Excessive pride din yun. Yung feeling niya siya yung pagaling na weaver sa balat ng lupa. She said she was even better than the gods themselves. So, hubris tawag doon. Excessive pride. Okay? You understand? Okay na ba? Okay. Dami niyong mako-connect, no? Pati mga moth na story na yan. Okay. Yes, yung story ni Icarus para siyang story ng moth ni Jose Rizal, no? Yes.